Hello, everyone. Welcome to Purpose Driven Life Skills. My name is Tamar, and today we will be discussing living a balanced lifestyle, rhythms that honor the body and glorify God. Our core scriptures for today is Exodus 28 through 10. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a day of Sabbath to the Lord your God. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1 says, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. So God designed your body, your mind, and your spirit to flourish in balance, not burnout. A Christ-centered, balanced lifestyle includes rest, work, movement, stillness, and joyful rhythms that sustain your calling. When you neglect rest, you overwork your body, or you overindulge in activities, you dishonor the temple God entrusted to you. So here today we're gonna discuss one, the principle of rhythmic living. God built rhythms into creation. He built in the day and night. In Genesis 1, he built work and rest in Genesis 2. And then he also built seasons and Sabbath cycles in Leviticus 25. This teaches us that life is not meant to be a constant sprint. Rhythms are spiritual and they reflect God's order and his grace. So, what is a balanced lifestyle? A balanced lifestyle is physically sustainable, which means you're not constantly exhausted. You're mentally peaceful, which means you're not chronologically overwhelmed. And you're spiritually aligned, which means you have space to hear God clearly. John 14 and 27 says, this peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. It's not about being perfect or passive. It's about operating in God's pace, not the world's pressure. So here's some biblical keys to living in balance. 1, prioritize rest. Sabbath rest, that is, which is one full day each week to stop, reflect, and reconnect with God. 2 is daily rest. Adequate sleep, quiet time, and breaks to recharge. In spiritual rest, which is trusting in God's sovereignty so you're not anxious or driven by fear, according to Matthew 11 and 28. Another key to living in balance is peaceful work. Work is good. God gave Adam responsibility in Eden in Genesis chapter 2. But overworking leads to weariness, adultery, and health issues, according to Psalms 127. So we should learn to work in partnership with God, not apart from him. Another biblical key to living in balance is intentional movement. The body was designed to move. So regular exercise improves our health, our mood, our energy, and our stewardship. So one of the things that we know is that Jesus walked constantly, and Paul traveled and he labored physically. So when we're moving, we are to have intentional movement, not just to be moving. Another is soul care. Time in God's presence is essential for our emotional, mental, and spiritual rest and reset. This includes prayer, solitude, journaling, worship, and scripture meditation. And last but not least, joy and celebration. God commanded festivals and feasts in Deuteronomy 16. So we should celebrate and play our part of living a holy and healthy life. And also remember that laughter is medicine. So it's okay to laugh. So here's some warning signs that you are living an unbalanced life. If you have chronic fatigue or burnout, you are living an unbalanced life. If you have constant stress and anxiety, or if you have neglected your physical health, or if you have no time for prayer or stillness, or if you're irritable and you have emotional numbness or disconnection from your family or community, these are all warning signs that you are living an unbalanced life. So how do you create holy rhythms in your life? Well, use the Sabbath circle model. And you can incorporate this into your daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonal rhythms that restore your body, which includes sleep, meals, hydration, and exercise. Your mind, which allows you to create boundaries from the digital overload, learning, and reflection. And then spirit, which is time with God, scripture, and worship. Your relationships, which include fellowship, support, marriage, and friendships. And your purpose, which is your meaningful work and contribution. So here's some questions that you can ask yourself to reflect to see if you are living a balanced life. One, where in my life am I out of balance? And really think about that. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating good? Are you spending time in prayer and meditation with God? Are you taking a day to stop and reflect and to rest? Number two, what habits or beliefs are keeping me in this state of unrest? Many times people believe that we have to be constantly hustling or constantly getting the bag or on the grind. And that is not true. A lot of times, if you stop and rest, what you're working hard to get will come to you easier when you're in a state of non-resistance. And number three, how can I start building in rhythms of rest, renewal, and movement? This is a good question to ask yourself. A lot of times when you stop and you think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish, these ideas start coming to you. People will start reaching out to you. And then when you have these conversations, be very intentional about the conversations that you're having during these moments of rest and renewal, because you don't want to have someone reaching out to you or contacting you or you're watching things that can disturb your rhythm of rest and not give you restoration during those times. Number four, am I working with God or striving apart from Him? If you are not building with God, if you are not keeping Him as the focus of what you're doing, everything that you're doing is apart from Him. So here's some practical steps that you can do to apply rhythms in living a balanced lifestyle. So one is to design a weekly rhythm plan, which includes a Sabbath day, includes movement, it includes meal prep or meals and prayer time, also a time for family connection and to just sit and be quiet. You can also commit to a daily morning or an evening ritual. Even 15 minutes a day can center your heart. And then you can also unplug weekly. Choose 2 hours or a full day without TV screens, which means do not get on your TVs or watch your TVs. Do not get on your cell phones, your iPads, any of that. And just use this as an opportunity to just unplug and sit in stillness. And then schedule rest like you schedule work, right? Make it sacred and non-negotiable. Your body and your mind and your spirit will thank you. So before I go, I want to give you this daily declaration to speak over yourself and others who may be struggling with living a balanced life. I am not created for chaos or constant striving. I am created for rhythm, rest, and renewal in God's presence. I align my body, mind, and spirit with heaven's pace, and I walk in divine balance. Here's some scriptures for you to meditate on this week while you rest and you move into the rhythm of God's balance and allowing your body to Sabbath. So Exodus 20, 8 through 10, which talks about the command to rest. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, which talks about rhythms and seasons. Psalms 127 and 2, which God gives rest to his beloved. Mark 6 and 31, where Jesus called his disciples to rest. And Matthew 11, 28 through 30, where Jesus offers rest for our souls. Again, my name is Tamara with Purpose Driven Life Skills, and we thank you for joining us and be blessed.